Well, ladies and gentlemen, we finally have an admission of guilt from Warner Brothers. Yes, we finally have it. All the people defending Suicide Squad, saying that this game is doing amazing, saying that this game is one of the best games out there, saying that we're just haters and we have no idea what we're talking about. Well, guess what, ladies and gentlemen? Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League has fallen short of our expectations, Warner Brothers has officially said.
Do you have any idea what a curse it is to have perfect 2020 hindsight?
We have an article here from IGN going over the details about how Warner Brothers has officially admitted that Suicide Squad is a failure in their eyes. It's very clear that they are not meeting the numbers or the player base that they were hoping to hit with a game like this. And we've been seeing it time and time again. We saw it on Steam. We know that on consoles, there's not enough players to support this game. It is clearly dying and nobody wants to play this absolute bug-riddled trash heap that just happens to be woke a little bit at the same time as well. So let's get into this article, guys, from IGN. But of course, before we do, if you are new here, just consider hitting that subscribe button. I would greatly appreciate it, and like the video to push us out into that YouTube algorithm. So it says, expects games business to have a tough year-on-year comparison. It says Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League has fallen short of our expectations, Warner Bros. Discovery has said. Speaking during a financial call, Warner Bros. Discovery Chief Financial Officer Gunnar admitted Rocksteady's game hadn't done the business the company had hoped for since going on sale on February 2nd, priced at $70, saying it had fallen short of our expectations. Well, is anybody shocked that it fell short, considering that for $70, they're charging you to basically be a beta tester at this point? They just recently released a patch for the game that was supposed to fix bugs, and it just ended up creating more bugs and breaking the game even further. Goes to show the lack of quality control going on over at Rocksteady. It says Warner Bros. Discovery failed to mention a sales figure for Rocksteady's game, but did say Suicide Squad's failure had set up the company's games business for a tough year-on-year comparison. Last year, Warner Bros. Discovery released Hogwarts Legacy, which went on to become the best-selling game of 2023. Imagine what it must feel like as Warner Bros. Discovery to have the best-selling game of 2023 being Hogwarts Legacy because of all the backlash from the angry trannies out there not realizing that that woke-ass game was actually trying to be on their side, and they were too busy hating on J.K. Rowling, who also is a woke progressive, just because they were told to by whoever the hell runs their NPC downloads. Now we have another example of them going the opposite direction. Unfortunately for them, whatever money they made on Hogwarts Legacy, they're probably going to lose heavily on Suicide Squad. It says this year, Suicide Squad, one of our key video game releases in 2024, has fallen short of our expectations since its release earlier in the quarter, setting our games business up for a tough year-over-year comp in Q1. Yeah, I mean, you're not going to be able to compare to Hogwarts Legacy. There's no way in hell Suicide Squad is going to come anywhere close. I mean, Hogwarts Legacy is still selling strong, especially in physical sales. Yeah, I looked at a chart recently about UK sales, physical sales, and Hogwarts Legacy, I believe, was number 2 on that list still to this day. That game is absolutely destroying it. So there's no way in hell Suicide Squad was going to be able to come anywhere close to be able to boost up your year-over-year. It says Warner Bros. Discovery comment perhaps doesn't come as much surprise given Suicide Squad's high-profile struggles. On Steam, the live service action game peaked at 13,459 concurrent players, a figure that has fallen dramatically since launch. At the time of this article's publication, just 480 people were playing the game on Valve's platform, with a 24-hour peak of 888. Oh my god, people are absolutely leaving in droves. Leaving in droves. I know in a couple days ago, the peak number, 24-hour peak number was like 1,500. Now that's half. It's half. It's 888. That's a 24-hour peak. People are gone, man. You have less players playing this than all the Arkham games combined. Yes, that is a fact. You can go look that up. All the Arkham games separately have better player bases than this live service game that cost them an insane amount of money to make. It's not even close. IGN Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League review returned a 5 out of 10. We called it a repetitive and bland looter shooter that, despite an engaging story, never stays fun for long enough. There's much that we know about Rocksteady's long-term plan for Suicide Squad, kill the Justice League, although we do know that Joker is set to appear as a playable character. IGN has reported on how Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League player had unearthed a hidden message that looked like a strong hit at the return of Batman. Data mining has shown strong hints that Flash and Green Lantern are set to return in some form. Other playable characters suspected to be on their way include Mrs. Freeze, Lawless, and Deathstroke. Well, here's what I have to think about that. So even if they had planned right from the beginning, which I don't think is true, but even if they planned from the beginning to bring back the Justice League in a game where they killed off the Justice League in the most ridiculous manner, by the way, like a lot of people had an issue with the way they killed off Batman, especially because it made absolutely no sense, not just to the character of Batman, but to the story as a whole. It just made no sense the way that he went out. But still, they're planning to bring back these characters. I think this is more of a recent thing, not so much as a plan from the beginning kind of thing. I could be wrong. I just don't see it. They fully planned on killing off the Justice League. This is obvious. It's in the name of the game. And the fact that they're going to bring back Batman and all the other characters that they killed off, not only is that going to sour off the deaths for people who actually cared about the characters dying, but it's going to make everything meaningless. It's going to make it very clear that for a couple of bucks, you too can change the story and bring it back from what it was. It's dumb. It's dumb. Like, if you didn't want to kill them off in the first place, you should have just kept the characters there and let people play as them or charge them for the characters, whatever. But you killed them off because you wanted to, showcase that. You wanted to show, especially Harley Quinn killing off Batman the way that she did, for reasons, ladies and gentlemen, reasons, as they say. So ultimately, we have seen that now you're going to have Warner Brothers realizing that they're not going to be able to actually recoup their costs. I just don't think it's going to happen. I don't really care what ends up coming out of the game ultimately at the end of the day. You can bring all the characters you want, even the Joker. I don't think the Joker is going to be able to save this game. All the DLCs in the world are not going to save this game because the problem is not in the DLCs. The problem is not necessarily in the content itself, although people, some people do have problems with the lack of content. The issue is the fact that you can't even play the game properly. There's so many freaking bugs in this game that are turning people off, and they're not even light bugs. We're talking game-breaking bugs, big issues with the game that are affecting a lot of players, and then they patch the game supposedly to fix it, and they end up making it worse. That's all they do. They don't even know how to fix their own game. It makes you wonder, how are these the same people that made the Arkham games? Even though we know they're not and they're different teams, but like, how is this the same company? How are you guys the same people? I just don't get it, man. You had a winning formula. You had a formula that other games were trying to mimic. That's how good it was. You have Lord of the Rings, Shadow of Mordor, that literally copy and pasted Batman Arkham's combat style. You have so many games out there trying to literally mimic the same exact thing. Even the Spider-Man games mimic it for the most part to a T. And you inspired these different genres of games. You inspired a very good combat system that a lot of game companies want to adapt. And you, as a company that was such a trendsetter, you gave it all up. You gave it all up for microtransactions. You gave it all up to be a live service piece of shit that nobody wants to play. It's very clear that Suicide Squad is going to go the way of the dodo bird. It's only a matter of time. We've said it in every single one of my videos, and we're going to keep saying it no matter how much we're going to have all the Suicide Squad shills in my comments going absolutely insane because we keep talking about the failure of the game. They want us to be quiet. They want us to stop talking about it. They're like, if you don't like the game, don't play it. I'm not. I'm too busy waiting for Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, and I'm not playing it. Don't worry. Trust me, I'm not playing it. But I feel bad for those who are hanging on, hoping that this game is going to get better. Ultimately, at the end of the day, it's your money. Do what you want. If you enjoy the game, by all means, have at it. But you cannot deny that this game is dying. So anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you did enjoy it. If you did, consider leaving me a subscribe. I would greatly appreciate it. Don't forget to like the video, comment, let me know what you thought, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Hypnotic out.